Hello, and welcome back to another episode of SkyrimPlus. Today I'm featuring Old Oak Den by Prime Navigator. Let's check out the map. Here's Old Oak Den. There's a map marker that's fast travel ready as soon as you install. We're right next to Lakeview Manor. Here's Riverwood, Pine Watch, Falkreath, the Lady Stone, and here we are again at our featured home, Old Oak Den. For those of you that can't fast travel due to survival mode, I'll show you how to find the home starting from Lakeview Manor. First, we'll head down the hill like we're going towards Lake Ilinalta. For those of you that are curious, the grass mod I'm using is Freak's Floral Fields, and the tree mod I'm using is Traverse the Ulvenwald. When the rocks start to curve, turn left, and you'll find a cave that's open to the world space, probably with wolves nearby. I'm using a mod to make animals not hostile. When you reach the cave, you'll find an expired adventurer, and in their knapsack you'll find the key to the home. I've already taken the key, so now I'll show you where the front door is located. Leaving the cave, we'll head further west through all of this tall grass. It's just a short walk from here. And by the large hollowed out tree with the lantern is the front door. It's hidden behind the ivy. This could be a great home for a stealthy playthrough. Outside of the home, you have a wood chopping block and a woodcutter's axe for your firewood needs. It's underneath this awning, so you can stay dry if it rains. And now we'll open up the front door. And once we do, there's a small hatch door to open too.
Wherever the Daedra hide, the Vigil of Stendarr will cast them into the light.
Oh, fancy seeing you here. Let's head inside. And when we come inside, we'll head down some steps and open this gate. After a short walk through this cave, we find a breathtaking open space. This room is full of intrigue from the statues to the bold lighting. But before we start exploring this space, we're going to check out this upper level, starting with this candlelit doorway with an alchemist sign. Let's see what's inside. When we head inside, we find quite the impressive alchemy lab. Look at those fumes. I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but it looks potent and poisonous. And look at that green sludge. That can't be good for the environment. We need to call up Captain Planet. When we head up these stairs, to the right we have some more candle lighting, some jars to store some ingredients, and a spot for you to store some potions, as well as a glass butterfly display. And here's your alchemy lab, some more lighting, and this area that has some caged butterflies, reading material, and another alchemy lab. And although this looks like an alchemy lab, it's just the top of the sludge container. And check out this huge tree. It's surrounded by tons of ingredients that you can harvest. Here's a bench where you can take a break from your experiments. And just past these ingredients, underneath the market stall, we find a bed for you or a follower. That's an interesting choice, using a market stall as a bed canopy, but I have to admit that I like it. Okay, now that we've seen this room, let's head back out and see what's next. And here's a cool view of that open space again. I love the way that space looks. As we continue on, we have a really large shield mounted on the right, as well as a map of Skyrim. It looks like you have a throne that you can observe the open space. And here are some bookcases for the bookworms of Skyrim, some scrolls for static decor, and a statue of Meridia. She looks like she needs her beacon back. Do you know where it is? Just past these bookcases, we have our arcane enchanter and a place to store some soul gems. As we turn back to the left towards the gate where we entered, we can see a stairway that leads downstairs, but to save time, I'm just going to hop down. Now we have a chance to explore the main level, and as you can see, we have many more bookcases. And here's a nice office space. It has an additional arcane enchanter, which is nice to have, especially if one of your followers is idling at the other. There's a large map of Skyrim, an impressive statue of Mara, look at the candle lighting nearby it, And there's some huge statues of Dibella and Nocturnal. That bright light sure does bring attention to them. And then we find your master bed under the market stall. Your spouse can stay here with you too if you have a mod that I'll include in my pinned comment. You also have a dresser, and if you like this candle replacer, I'll link this in my pinned comment too. Now that we've seen all of this large living space, we'll start checking out the connecting rooms. This next room in the corner is our kitchen. We have a dining room table, a large fire with some antlers and shields mounted above. Here's a huge mead barrel, and just past that you have a cupboard and some harvestable ingredients. And there are 4 cooking pots, so you're covered if you decide to host a large party. There's your wine collection. There's our dining room table again. And when we head back around the dining table, we find a table and a few chairs to sit and enjoy some wine and cheese. And here are a few bedrolls scattered about these haystacks for your followers. I'll be curious to see how the followers can reach that top haystack, but it sure looks neat. You'll need the My Home is Your Home mod to get your followers to move in here. Now we'll backtrack to the living room, and we'll find our next connecting room, the bathroom. Inside of our bathroom, we have a tapestry hanging. You also have a rack for some towels, a wash basin, and this toilet on the bench, although there's no hole. That could get a little smeary, but at least you have those towels to help you clean up the mess. Or if you're handy, maybe you could find a saw and make a quick renovation. That would boost your quality of life for sure. In our next room, we find our forge. This room includes all of the smithing stations, and it looks really nice too. To the right, we have some weapons racks so you can show off some of your favorite weapons. This chest is for miscellaneous storage. There's our smelter, our dragon forge, a grindstone, a shrine of Zenithar and the candles. There's a mannequin to show off some great armor. There's a workbench, and we finish the room off with our tanning rack. Now that we've seen the forge, let's go see the last room that this home has to offer. You might be thinking, I didn't see any more doors. Well, that's because it's a secret room. We'll open up this dresser and this false back panel, and when we do, we find some more places to store important gear. You have a few mannequins. I did have to disable one for going rogue and blocking my way into the alchemy room. You also have some named storage for armor, safes for your valuables, and named storage for weapons, and a weapons rack to store some of your best options. Now that we've seen all of the features of this home, it's time for final thoughts. Nestled away in the woods, Old Oak Den is a home I'd recommend for a stealthy playthrough. It offers a bed for you and your spouse, a few beds for followers, both in the alchemy room and the kitchen. You also have 4 cooking pots for your cooking needs, a wood chopping block and woodcutter's axe, and an amazing alchemy room with a huge vat of poison, and a couple of different alchemy labs to choose from. The home also included a couple of different arcane enchanters, and a full smithing suite including a smelter, forge, grindstone, workbench, and tanning rack, as well as a place to display some of your favorite weapons, and even a shrine to Zenithar that had quaint candle lighting. And don't forget about your secret room that gives you a few more mannequins, and a place to store your valuables. If you need a new home and want some zen, you might want to consider Old Oak Den. This concludes my feature of Old Oak Den. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified of when I post. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next episode.